What's going on YouTube? It's me, Attack Monsters, and today I will be talking about who will Fuutarou marry in the future of the quintessential quintuplets. Now, if you're not caught up with the anime, I advise you to click off the video, and without further ado, let's begin. So, I'm going to say who I think is the battle right now. Like, who the battle really is in between the top two. So I say it's Miku and Itsuki are the top two who are winning right now. And I'll go over my thoughts right now. So for Miku, she was the first one to like Futaro. Um she I don't know, like she also like later on she's much more comfortable around him. Obviously we can tell by the last couple episodes of the second season, but like she's kind of like getting her way. I mean, her sisters, of course, let her go on the school trip at the end of their, I think the end of their year with him in the same group. Even though it was a struggle, she was winning in that scenario. And Futuro, then don't think he doesn't mind it. Like I think he even acknowledges himself that she's winning. Like he understands. And I don't know, Miku's kind of like at the top. She's the first one to like him, the first one to like, except Yotsuba. Her and Yotsuba were like the first people to acknowledge that, yeah, he's a tutor. And I think she's doing well because she wants to know Futuro more, which is great. I mean, you obviously want to know the person before you make your decision, and she's doing good at what is happening. And I think she technically, before I get to Itsuki, I think she right now is winning. Like, yeah, winning right now. She's just had like the most passion, I guess. Except it's been very hard for her since she's also shy. Except then we see her open up a little more. And then we're gonna go on to Itsuki. The only reason I say her, there's actually multiple reasons. She hasn't really shown the most interest. She doesn't seem like she likes Futuro, at least in like a loving way. She, I guess, likes him as a person. I don't know. It's a little weird. But I think there's multiple instances where I think she will be the ultimate winner. Of course, we see in the future, you got someone with red hair who is going to marry Futuro. Who also has red hair? Itsuki. That's the first point. The next point is the first episode, or maybe it wasn't the first episode. I don't know which episode. It was the first season. They go on to the trip where they were gonna see the fireworks and stuff. Oh no, they were at the arcade, I think. Yeah, they were at the arcade. Reina wants to take a family photo. That's why I think she calls it too. So you pair up these two characters who don't have interest in each other in a family sort of photo. That's another thing I think that like points at Itsuki being the final person who wins. I say next is maybe over when they were at like the hot springs, the hot spring resort. There was a reason they were all Itsuki. Says that the grandpa had almost had a heart. I think he had like a heart attack. He freaked out when they changed. So it was like Itsuki they all turned into. Now I think the logic behind it makes sense, but narrative wise, I think it also is pointing to Itsuki being the ultimate winner. And there's just these small pieces. Like she says she wants to be a teacher. I mean, Futuro does not have faith in her right now. But that's another thing. They both like school. Like not school, but like learning. Oh, okay. I know Itsuki doesn't make sense, but she wants to be a teacher, so I don't know how that I don't know. But since they both want to teach, I guess. And these little instances make it more like she's going to be the ultimate winner and she's going to be the one who marries him because she keeps being put in these situations. She hasn't shown interest. The only time I've seen her show interest wasn't even in a loving interest. It was just to recall Futuro's memory of when he met Yotsuba at the school trip when they were younger. That's the only time I've seen her really like be the way she was. And there's one other instance, but I also am talking about that at the end of the video since that has to relate to everyone. But I think she might be the ultimate winner. Even though Miku's like winning right now, I think it's ultimately Itsuki. And then I'm just gonna go from order from the rest. So Ichika, yeah, Ichika, no Ichiki. I don't know. I never really remember how to pronounce her name. She is one that I don't think's winning, or like I don't see her marrying Futurome. She wants to be an actor and stuff. Even though he has said he believes in her, like he's helping her. I don't think so because I don't know, it's just weird. She shows interest, but it's hard to tell what might come of it. And then if you look in the future, obviously, long hair, red hair. I mean, I know that points to Itsuki, but they all could basically clone them, and like they can pull off a doppelganger, a clone of each other. So that's the only reason why I give anyone other than Itsuki, and like that's why I can give them the pass. Like why I can speculate on why they might be the reason why. Itsuki, she just doesn't. I don't know. She has interest, but Future also got mad at her, even though she actually was playing with him when they were younger. Technically, that one episode where he left her out in the rain and stuff because he got mad for her trying to recall his memory of when he met Yotsuba. And then she's like, "Oh, it really was me." Technically, yes, but not in that situation. Next is Nino, and Nino's a hard one. Logically, I don't think she has a chance, just since of how mean she was to him. But she is winning in the fact of she's winning in her own category of like aggressiveness. You could say like first person says she loves him, except you could say that Yotsuba incident, but that was all. I'll talk about that, but she's much more the aggressive kind, and you only but she's been mean to him, so you could say, oh, maybe he doesn't want to get with her. Well, first of all, she says she's gonna make them girlfriend material for him, and she. There's one other reason, only like one thing I can think of that might change Futuro's mind is when he wore the wig of when he was younger, and his like goldish hair, and pretending to be his cousin because did not want Nino to be upset and stuff. So first of all, he's caring for her, but she also showed off a different personality where she was nicer. She seemed happy. She seemed loving. And there's a different that's the only reason I can see that. Because if you if she doesn't change to that way she was to when she was acting towards Futuro when he was under disguise, then I don't think he's going to want to marry the woman who drugged him twice, was mean to him, and very aggressive. And then the last quintuplet is Yotsuba. Well, she's not the last one, but she's the last one I'm talking about, and I know the order's mixed up, but I don't know. She is a different case. There's only I wouldn't put her up in like the chance Like, I wouldn't say she's competing. Like, Itsuki isn't competing, but there's many things pointing towards her being married to him. Only here's the reasons why I think Yotsuba has a chance, I guess. She was the girl that he met when he was younger. He did meet Ichiki too, but Yotsuba was the girl he hung out with most of the day. Um oh, the lie part thing when she confessed. It's don't know how Yotsuba was able to do it, but she basically says she lied, but she flawlessly said that she loves Fuutarou. Now, does this mean she has a better chance of him? I don't know, but she is a different. I guess that's the thing that makes me think. Oh, she has interest, even though she said it was a lie. She said just kidding. It was too flawless to be something she would lie about. But yeah, Yotsuba really is the one who he actually had interest. I wouldn't say he was like in love with her when they were younger. He saw her as a role model, as a person he wanted to become. But she hasn't told Fuutarou that she was the one. Now I'm going to talk about the last episode. At least I think this happened in the last episode. If you recall, it was the end of the trip, end of the hot springs. Fuutarou's just walking back, walking right by the bell. Next thing you know, someone, Itsuki, I'm just going to say this now, comes up trying to kiss him. Next thing you know, she does. Fuutarou grabs the bell rope to make sure he doesn't fall. Well, he still falls, but to help himself, and yeah, he falls over. So you obviously say, well, that's Itsuki, but I don't know. I'm gonna bring up my points. She okay, everyone was dressed up like Itsuki during the hot springs. So I don't. First of all, I don't know if any of them is still under disguise as her, or if they just never changed. So she hasn't. The only reason I could say I don't feel like it's Itsuki, but it also is. So why I can't say is she is. It was too. She doesn't have interest in him. Like as a friend, sure, but like I don't know. You can only say the other part was the campfire when they're about to hold her hands. Oh, that's another point about Itsuki. Before they showed all the other quintuplets, the episode before she was about, or like earlier, she was about to grab his hand, and she was the only one. And then everyone just shows up afterwards, right before grabbing his hand. But it's like, why would you show her first? I feel like that's a love story between those two, because then they're like, oh, those two held hands. Well, why did you show me Itsuki first and then everyone else when you could have just had everyone in there in the first place? Now back to the last episode. That's the reason why I think it's her. Another reason. But back to the last episode. Itsuki isn't like she hasn't shown interest really. It just doesn't make sense why it's her, but having someone at least look like Itsuki or Itsuki, it's a perfect cover story to like make us still speculate because we still don't hear the person in the future who marries Fuutarou. We still can't hear the actual voice actor. So it's like they might just be like trying to lead us off like the person is probably trying who wrote this. I don't know her name, but they're probably trying to lead us off the trail. But ultimately, it's Itsuki because it w- it was a good cover up and gives us speculation like, oh well, everyone else is dressed up like her, but why would they be after the hot springs? That's why I'm going to talk about the other people. So that's why I think Itsuki is mostly going to be the ultimate winner. But let's go to Miku, who I said is winning right now. There's actually a good possibility that was her. One, she has more confidence as Itsuki. Um, we saw her like talking to Fuutarou pretty much fine. She has like that more of a confidence level because he still doesn't know them all by just looking at them all the same. He did guess Miku right. That's the one thing. I think that might have been a confidence boost for her when he said, "Yeah, oh wait, you must be Miku because you look like her for a second." And she came over crying and everything, hugging him. That's why I think it could be her. She had much more of a confidence boost, but the only problem is she doesn't want to say "I love you," even though until she gets like the best grade. She technically, you could say she did earlier when he was at the trip, but she's saying "I love you" to her sisters. So that's really why I think it's a possibility for her because she would have a confidence boost and wouldn't be too scared if she was dressed as Itsuki. Next is Ichiki. I really never thought of a reason for her, but I guess because she wants to claim him for her own and get there before Nino could do anything. And yeah, that's really it. Like for Ichiki, I don't see a possibility for her. It's not as I don't know. Would have a. I wouldn't say she would need a confidence boost as Itsuki, but Nino, on the other hand, that was a total Nino move though. The aggressiveness, just running up to him trying to kiss him. It makes sense that it could be Nino because, well, that's something Nino would do. And now they were supposed to meet that one night, but then her father, Nino's father, well, the girl's father came and he was like, stomped Nino, and Fuutarou never actually came. But um, I think that was around the bell. If I'm wrong, I might be wrong about that. I think that was around the bell area, so it makes sense that could be Nino. It's just much of a Nino personality thing to do. Because I don't see Itsuki acting like that. I mean, they're all sisters, but like, no. That's like a Nino move. But then, Yotsuba, don't know. Maybe she just doesn't wants to keep herself a mystery. Fuutarou still doesn't know who he actually was talking to. I think he thinks it's Itsuki when he was younger, but Yotsuba could just be leading Fuutarou on this path, but I don't think she's shown interest. She sees interest as a friend, but she's energetic, so I guess it's a possibility. That's really it for Yotsuba. I mean, she has some of the cards in her favor, but yeah. So I'm just gonna do a overview of what I just said for each person. So like Miku, she basically first person to love him, and I don't know, she's getting a confidence boost. Itsuki has too many fingers pointing towards it's her. Ichiki don't really see possibility in. She's she might have a chance. I don't know. Nino, just her aggressive nature and what happened in the I don't know if it's aggressive nature. Just how aggressive she is makes sense for the person who kissed Fuutarou, and he might change his mind because he saw her nicer path. And then Yotsuba, I think Yotsuba just wants to be friends, but she has the cards of being the girl that he met when he was younger, the role model. But I'm going to say the ultimate winner is Itsuki. Second, but right now it's Miku who's winning. Yeah, that's really it. So I think the last episode, if we don't, I'm gonna start the manga, but if we don't get any confirmation that a wig came off, or even if a wig didn't come off, there's still a chance that we just have to figure it out. But I think the thing is, if we know like a wig comes off, or like he saw like a piece of someone's hair, then we have a chance. But he said he knew the moment he kissed the person who kissed him. He knew that was them, and it doesn't make. I don't see why then he would still be letting Miku go after him because that obviously the trip happens later, I think. Right? Oh shoot. That's been a while since I watched this. But he seems happy. He seems fine with Miku pursuing him despite yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where this stuff happened. Yeah, but that's really it. Um let me know your thoughts, speculation, any ideas. Well, that's really it. Boruto video tomorrow. Boruto speculation video most likely. If not, gaming video. Probably Shinobi Striker. That's really it. Goodbye.